Hi all, welcome to the second part of the products CRUD. So this is an Angular PrimeNG example video. The first video I have done a products list with the Angular and the PrimeNG table. In this part I will create add product and also will done using a PrimeNG dialog and also the reactive form. Angular reactive form also we are using in order to show the form and doing the validations. Once that data has been saved, I am saving the data using the fake store API, which is actually not saving the data, but it returns some data. Okay, and I am doing that with the help of the fake store API. And once the API has been success, I will show a success message. If it is failure, I will show an error message. Once that has been success, those data will be reflected in the table and we can able to add some other data also. So this is what I am going to do in this video. Okay, let's get into the code. Okay, so these are the previous code which I have implemented in the previous video. The product component.html have the p table. The next thing we have to do, we have to implement a PrimeNG button. For that, you have to import the PrimeNG. So, I am just importing the button module from the PrimeNG in the product.module.ts. Then, above the table, I am just creating two divs. So, I am just giving a div with a PrimeNG class called flex and justify content between, so that whatever the contents written inside will contribute equal space. Okay, then I am giving an h2 and I am telling it is a products, and I am going to show a button here using the p button instead of the button. Anything is fine. Just adding the p button and I am giving the label add product. You can see add product button has been displayed. The next thing is like on click of the add product button, we have to show a model, and on close of that model we have to hide it. So what you have to do is on click show add model, and in the component.ts file just write a function show add model, and based on that button click we have to show the model. So I am just showing display add model equal to true, sorry, equal to false initially, and when you click on the add button, this dot add model equal to true. Why I am writing this? Because this model dialog of the PrimeNG should be displayed based on this display add model. Okay, let's get into this PrimeNG model. So PrimeNG dialog, if you search on the dialog and if you go to the model section, you can see this model we can implement with an additional button. For that you can go to the source. Okay, before first copy this dialog module, and now I am doing in the product.module.ts. Once that is working, I will move that into another module. Okay, so first I will show inside this product module itself. So this dialog module I will implement here and will copy the code of the model. So from here, other than the button, I am just copying the content and pasting in the app.component.html. So this is our part. Okay, so here you can see they are using a variable called display model. Based on that p dialog, that means model is showing and model is hiding. So when you click on the OK button, so this may be the cancel button here. Okay, so if we click on the cancel button, and that is changing to the false also. So we can check our case, the display, instead of that variable we can give display add model. So I am giving here, and I am changing on click is equal to false, and here. So let's see it is working fine or not. And also one more thing, in order to use the P dialog button, you have to import the browser animation module, since it has some animations. So you have to import the animation module from the Angular animation package. So that also I have to import it here. Later I move to another module. Now just showing it. So add product is there. When you click on the add product, this model has been integrated. Click on the cancel, it is working fine. Close, it is working fine. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. Now what you have to do, instead of writing everything in the same component, we can move everything into the separate component. Okay, so for doing that, what you can do is, click on the another tab, and you can see the structure here. Now it is a product module inside the product folder. So I am just going to create another module inside the product called add edit product. So why I am giving add edit? Because I am going to reuse the edit also from the add form. So now itself I am giving a module called add edit form. Okay, so then ng generate, first you have to create a module. Without creating a module also you can do it, but the thing is, everything you have to import in the product.module.ts, it will become more larger. So what I am doing is, to separate the module structure, logic, everything, I am separating a product list and the product add edit as a different module and the components. Okay, so ng generate module add, so inside the product folder, so you have to give the path inside the product folder, you have to give add edit product. So add edit product has been created. Next is ng generate module, rewrite as a component. So component also has been created. So that has been done. I am closing this. The next thing you have to do is, whatever the written inside the modules, there is a declaration. So you have to do an export also. So export an array and give add edit component. Okay, that is the first step. And second step is, you have to use the add edit product module inside the product module.ts. That is the other step. So in the import section you have to give add edit product module. Okay, then third step is, wherever you are using wherever we want to use the app edit product tag, copy the tag and paste it in that place. So instead of the P dialog only, we are trying to use it, right? So I am just adding here, and I am moving this P dialog section into add edit. Okay, so before doing that, let's check whether this add edit products works is showing or not. See, it's coming now. Then you can override with this one. So I can see some problems while we are copy pasting from this product component.html to add edit product component.html. One thing is, display add model is available in the parent component. So you have to pass from the parent to the child component, and once the model has been closed, you have to again pass this value from the child component to the parent component. So you have to use at input event emitter, at input and at output event emitters in order to communicate from the parent to the child and child to the parent. Okay, so the first main thing you have to be noted is there is a variable called display add model here, and when I click on it, it is getting true. So this variable need to be passed into the child component. So this is the product component.html is a parent component, and app add edit product is the child component. So I am passing that one. So this is the variable name in the parent component. This is the variable name referring in the child component. This variable you can change it if you need. I am just keeping the same variable name. Okay, so once that has been done, just come to the app.component.ts file. Here just accept that variable coming from the parent. So just add the input here, then display add model. I am telling this is a boolean. If it is not passing from the parent component, what should be the default value that you have to give here. Okay, so that I have done, and then you can refer from the component file to the child one. But here you can see the other way around. So on click of this footer, you have to close this. Okay, so you have to mention close model. Write a function on close model. What you have to do, you have to tell the parent component, I click the close button in the child component, so you have to update display add model variable, something like that you have to tell, right? So if you are changing the display model variable here, it doesn't affect in the parent component. So in order to use that, how you can use, there is an option called at output. So I am just telling to the parent, so I am giving an output, and I am just giving a variable called click close, and I am telling that it's an event emitter. It will emit an event. It is like a same as a click of the button, you know, click, key up, everything we are seeing, right? The same way I am writing a manually a function or event emitter. Okay, so I'm just telling an event emitter. Make sure event emitter is importing from the Angular code. Okay, event emitter, and I am telling it returns a boolean value, and I'm just writing a function new event emitter, and this will also accept boolean value. Okay, so and I am telling on, if someone is clicking on this cancel button, you have to tell the parent. How to tell the parent? This dot click close emit, and I am telling I clicked close, so it's a true, that means I closed it. So any variable you can pass it. If you want to pass an object, you can pass it. Now it's a boolean. I'm just telling clicked. Okay, it is true. So you can mention this one. Once if you emit the event, how you can do is, wherever we are using this add edit product component, right, this is the place. So the same as a click we are writing, we will write a click close. Okay, that is our event emitter, manual custom event emitter. Then you have to tell that once something has been done from the child, that is this event is triggered, then what we have to do in the parent component. So this in the parent component, you have to change the display add model, right? So hide model or hide add model, saving it and going to this add edit ts hide model. It will accept one variable which I passed, that is which I passed from here. So I'm just passing a variable here, so this one you can take it as an event. Okay, so event, saving it, and here I'm just getting a closed or is closed variable. You can give any variable here. I'm telling it's a boolean, and sorry, note here. So click close hide add modal should return inside this parent function. So in the parent function you can say this display model is closed. Okay, so I'm just take the negotiation. So if it is closed is true, then display add model should be false. Okay, I am saving it. So okay, P dialog is not a non-element. Why this issue is coming? Because we have imported everything related to this dialog in this product module. So you have to import those two things, like a dialog one and button browser animations. Both needs to be imported inside only in the module.ts. So I'm just importing that too here, and product module, this also needs to be removed. And here also you can come and import these two modules. Button also, so button also needed in both sections, so I'm just copy pasting button also. Button module. So here also some other button, so I'm just using the button here, and button module I'm just pasting it. So whatever we have done right now is just a button in the parent. When you click on the button, I have to show the model. Okay, and when you close on it, it should close it. So see, when you cancel, it is cancelling. And there is one issue in this model. Once we click on the close button, it is not opening again. So in order to fix that one, what you can do, you can give on hide. You can give the call the same function close model. Okay, now let's see. So add product close, add product close, add product cancel. So this model section is working fine. The next thing is like we have to create a form. Okay, we have to create a form and we have to include all the fields using the reactive form. That is the next step. So I'm just removing these things from here, and I will create one more button, and I am telling it as add. Okay, just removing the style class, and I am saying add product. Okay, then here you can write a form. So this step has been completed. You can move to this component.ts, just write a function add product. Okay, the next step is you have to create a form using the reactive form. For that you have to import a reactive forms module. So reactive forms module needs to be imported. Then you can come here in the constructor, just create a form builder. So FB form builder is getting imported here. Then next thing is like create a variable. So my form is product form equal to this dot FB dot group. Then I have to mention which all the fields I have to pass. Okay, so in the fake store API there is an add new product. You have to pass title, price, description, image and category. Okay, so here you can mention title, then initial value is empty, then you can give we need a validators dot required. Okay, next one is price. Price is by default I am telling it as a 0 and telling that also validators dot required. Then next one is description, then that is empty, that's not required. Okay, then next one is category. I'm just making it as an empty for now, and I'm making validators dot required. Then next one is image. I'm not doing any file upload things, I'm simply copy pasting a URL, so I'm just making it as an input box, so I'm just making as empty. Okay, validators dot required. So once I create this particular form, I will copy this one and I will use it in the form. So form, here I will write form control equal to product form. So sometimes you have to mention the form. Inside the form you have to show the button. So if it's a submit button, you should have included inside the form. Here the add product is not a submit button I am considering, that's why I'm just giving a click option. Okay, so it is fine to have a form outside this button. Okay, so here I have given a product form, then we will write each div component. So a div, I am giving a class of PrimeNG called field, and I am giving a label and I am first giving the label called title. I am giving a class of PrimeNG called block, so that title and input element will be on the separate line. So once this label has been created, all the fields, we have 5 fields. Here description is the text area, price is the input number, all other fields I am making at the input text. So go to the PrimeNG, just search for input text, import the input text module, so I am adding input text module and I am copy pasting p input text here. Okay, the same way I have to do a number, input number, then the class equal to field. Let me import the input number module also, number module, then come to here and it will be a label, it will be the price, then you have to copy ng, or I am not using ng model, but I will just rename everything. Okay, the next one is description, it's a text area, so description, text, input text area, and I am giving here, sorry, in the module I am giving InputTextArea module that needs to be imported here also. Once that has been done, use text input area here. Okay, so the next thing is you have to use a for, then title, then give an id equal to title, then you have to give the form control name equal to the same name given in the form, reactive form, okay, in the product.component.ts. okay, so that is also done. Then next thing is the same way you have to use here also the for equal to price, then here id equal to price, then form control name equal to price. Then the same way here also I am not adding this for and label for now. Control name equal to description, saving the same input fields needs to be added for image category, image category, okay. So once those fields has been done, next thing is we have to show the error message. I'm just giving a class called small and giving a PrimeNG classes called p_error to show in a red color and block in order to show in a separate line, and I'm showing the field title is required, or let me categorize field is required. Then you have to give ng if your form name is product form dot controls of, then the field name that is title dot invalid and dirty. Why we are concentrating on invalid and dirty condition? PrimeNG default itself give a red color to the input text or all the input elements or select elements, that means form elements mainly. So we can show error message also. Okay, that's what I meant. So if you want to see that one, okay, got it. This is not form control, that's a form group, my bad. Okay, if you type something, remove something, see, error message is coming. This border is coming from the PrimeNG by default. Okay, so the same thing you have to use it for all places whichever the fields are required. So the price is also required, so here I will give the price, here also I will give the price. Okay, description is not mandatory, image is mandatory, yes. So image, then category is also mandatory, then it will be category. This is image. Okay, I think I have done something. Showing message, showing message. We don't have any message, needs to show here. Showing message, showing message. Then if these fields are not filled, required fields are not filled, you have to disable this add button. So in order to do that, you can come here and you can give disabled equal to, my form name is product form. Product form dot invalid, then it should be disabled. Okay, then if you click on the add product, once those forms has been filled, you can just give a console dot log of what will be the value of this product form. So this dot product form dot value. So we are just showing the add form. I'm just giving the price, description, image, category, then console. Let me check, it is coming. Yes, the title, category, everything, whatever we filled, it is coming. So it is now, it's a time to pass to the API. So here what you can do, you can call an API. In order to call the API, we already have a product service which is common across all the modules for the products. So I will create a save product. Then you can create the observable interface. I'm not doing that right for now, but I hope in the previous video I explained and you got an idea about how to create the interface for the return data. Here I'm just concentrating only on this add one, this dot http dot, then post, it should be post, then some data should pass to this function post data, and you have to call this API. Then post data symbol. Okay, this post data, I'm just giving any, you have to do, when you are doing the project, you have to create the interface of your own. Okay, so post data, save product, post data. I just want to use. So when add product has been, that means add button has been clicked, what you have to do, you have to call the API, and API should be called, and it should return some data, right? So this dot, so you have to create, inject that service, product service, product service, product service, you have to inject, and this dot product service dot save product, and I have the form data, simply pass this value, then dot subscribe, then you have a response, the response, just console dot log of response. So once we have a success response, you have to close the model. Then you have to reset the model. Okay, yeah. See, once I type something here, I'm just adding some stuff. Yeah, so it's getting cleared and you are getting the data from this. This is the data coming from the backend. Okay, since this is a fake store API, if you send an object like the code above, it return a new ID, but it won't nothing really inserted into the database. Okay, so they are mentioning that it's just for showing, and this API is getting called. Okay, so this is option API and this is post. Okay, so this is the valid one. It is success and it is returning the data whichever I have inserted. Sorry, here is a response with ID 21. So in your case it will be the original API, then it will have a return data. Once that data API has been success, you have to inform the parent component my API is success. So you just refresh the table or call the API of the get list again. But in my case, if I refresh the table, that means if I call the get API again, it won't refresh the data because my data is a fake JSON. Okay, so in my case, what I am going to do, in the child component, since the add has been success, I am triggering another output event and telling to the parent component, I have some data, just add the data into your table instead of calling the API. Okay, so in my case, your case, you have to call an output event emitter to the parent component and tell them call the API again. In my case, I will insert the data again. Okay, so here at output, I'm just telling click add. Okay, event emitter, I'm just giving any, I'm not creating any interface for right now. As I mentioned, it's not a good practice to use any, but here it will take more time if I do that also. Okay, so the click add, I'm telling this dot click add dot emit with this response. The response will have all the details of the last created one. Then go to the parent component who uses this one. So product.component.html here, and I'm telling click add. Then I'm telling save product to list. For your case, it will be load or call the API, list API again. Okay, so here I am getting $event, I'm saving it, I'm coming here, and in the product.component.ts, I'm just writing a function and I am having new data, just telling any again. It's you should be write the interface. Okay, save product, and I am getting notified that from the child component add has been the API is success and you have to refresh the list. Okay, so my case, I am refreshing the list by adding this dot products dot, I'm using unshift because I'm sorting in a descending order, so my 20th on the first, so I have to add the 21st record into the first array, not to the last. Okay, so unshift, then new data. Let's see, just clicked on add. I'm just adding this price, description, image, category, add. See, that is getting reflected here. So in your case, you simply call the get product list API. Okay, so my case it won't work here, but your case, this dot get product list symbol. Okay, so now what you can do is, whenever you are adding a product, next time it's already getting resetting, and if you type something else, clicking on cancel, it's still there. So on the cancel also maybe we can reset it. On cancel, close modal, that is a cancel. I'm just wondering. So always when you close this, close modal also, close modal, okay, you have to reset. So instead of these two lines, I can simply call this dot close modal. Okay, yeah. The next thing is when an error occurs. You can either console it or you can show it in the toast or a message. Okay. After doing that, now we can implement a toast to show the product has been added successfully. Okay, so I'm just refreshing. As I mentioned, that data will lose because my API is a fake API which is not coming from the original one. So let me add a toaster. Toaster is just an overlay to show a message. Okay, so I'm just including the toast module. So toast module, then going to the source, just opening. Okay, so what I will do is, instead of add edit product module, in order to show all the messages in all the places in the product, I will make available in the product.html. So pasting this one here. Oh, sorry. So I will import toast in the product instead of the child component, so that you can reuse for every places. Okay, so product module.ts, toast module imported here, then using a toast, and in the HTML I am somewhere I have to place it, so I'm telling it's in the bottom right. Okay, just removing the key also, and I'm just going to implement this toast using this message service. So in order to implement using the message service, you have to import that one. Since I am telling that this globally I am using it, I am just going to import in this product in the providers list of the products. Okay, so message services is done. The same thing you have to use in the app.to component also. So this place we have to show the toast message, right? So you have to import it here also. Then you have to show private message service, then message service. Okay, then you have to copy this message service, add severity. So once it is success, you have to show message service, add success, and say success product added. So here you can show an error. If some error is coming, you can see show some error. I think it's not an error, sorry, it's an add. Here you can give error and tell error, then the error message. I think that there is something called error dot something. I'm not sure about it. You can have a reference on that one. Okay, so once that has been done, I'm adding a product test one, just adding a URL. See, it has been added. If it is an error, it will show error. The product also has been added. This is how we will add the product. Okay, the next thing maybe to do is the CSS. Whatever I have done, maybe you can give a host, then dot p component, or you can mention p input. So what I can give us, just I'm giving a form, a class equal to product form. So whatever the components coming inside the product form, I'm just giving a width to 100%. Now it's little more clear, and the price, it is not coming properly because, so you can give a class here called block, then that will also working fine. So that's all about I think the header also I didn't give any change. You can give add product. So this is how we can add a product with all these PrimeNG components and Angular.